Lira ran barefoot through the red soil path, her breath catching as laughter echoed behind her. "Look at her," one of the girls shouted. "The gods favor it, too proud to speak to us." Their jeers trailed her like stones thrown at her back. She didn't turn, her mother always said, "Silence is heavier than insult." But her heart trembled all the same. In Endemma, beauty was both a crown and a curse. And Lira, the morning blossom, wore hers unwillingly. Every market day brought whispers. Every smile she offered was returned with side glances and gossip. Even the women who once praised her mother's farm now muttered, "She used charms for that girl." When her father, Tobin, saw her crying one evening, he said quietly, "Let them talk, the wind never carries lies far." But the wind in Endemma was cruel, it carried everything. Then came the prince's announcement. The village drummers beat their gongs. "Prince Kanoa will hold a grand dance to choose his bride." The whole village buzzed. Girls giggled over dresses and beads, mothers polished their daughters' hair until it shone. Lira watched them from her hut's doorway, her fingers clutching her mother's wrapper. "Mama, they'll laugh at me again," she whispered. Arma smiled gently. "And let them. Honey still draws flies, my child, you will go, your fate won't hide forever." A few days later, Nari, the same girl whose laughter haunted Lira, came with Toma and Selu, smiling too sweetly. "Lira," Nari said, "we've been foolish, forgive us, walk with us to the dance, let's forget the past." Lira hesitated, her mother's warning echoed, "When envy smiles it sharpens its teeth." But her lonely heart softened, she nodded. On the morning of the dance, they braided her hair and tied her mother's blue wrapper around her waist. She looked radiant but uncertain. "You'll steal the prince's eyes tonight," Toma teased. They giggled, but their eyes held something else, something sharp. As the drums began in the distance, Nari said, "Let's take a shortcut through the forest, it's faster." The path was quiet except for the rustle of leaves and the occasional bird call. Then Nari stopped, smiling oddly. "Step here, Blossom, it's clear ground." Lira took one step, and the earth vanished beneath her feet. She fell, pain shot through her body as she hit the bottom of a pit. Dust filled her throat. Above, the girls' faces peered down, twisted in triumph. "You'll be late for your prince," Nari laughed, their laughter faded as they walked away. Lira screamed until her voice cracked, but no one came. The forest swallowed her cries. Night fell. At the palace the dance had begun, but Prince Kanoa's gaze swept the crowd restlessly. "There is no heart here that calls to mine," he murmured. In the distance, Arma clutched her husband's arm. "She never came home," she said through tears. By dawn, Lyra's voice had grown faint. A hunter named Deccan walked the forest trail, bow in hand. He paused. Was that a sound? He leaned closer and heard it again, weak but pleading. "Help, please." When he looked down and saw her, his heart clenched. "Hold on," he called, lowering his rope. "You're safe now." He lifted her out, wrapped her in his cloak, and carried her straight to the palace. When Prince Kanoa saw her, dirty, trembling but unbroken, he stepped forward slowly. "What happened to you?" he asked. Lira told her story, voice shaking but firm. The court fell silent, the king's face hardened. "Bring those girls," he commanded. Nari, Toma and Selu were dragged in, still in their glittering dance clothes. They tried to deny it, but when Lyra's mother held up the broken bead from her hair, found near the pit, they fell to their knees. "We didn't mean to hurt her," they cried. The king's voice boomed. "You buried innocence, now face the weight of your envy." They were banished from Endemma, forbidden to return. The crowd murmured. The prince turned to Lira. "While others danced for my eyes, you suffered for your truth. I have found my bride." The drums struck again, this time not for celebration but justice. The hunter Deccan was honored, and Arma wept as the prince took Lyra's hand. From that day, the people of Endemma whispered a new proverb. Envy digs pits for others but falls into its own shadow. If you felt Lyra's pain, her courage, and her victory, don't just scroll past. Like this story, leave a comment for her strength and subscribe so you don't miss the next tale.